What is up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle, and I was waiting on Steven to come in the show, and he just got added as soon as I hit go live. So here he is.
Actually, just before.
Just before, but something didn't work. I added you to the stream, and what happened?
StreamYard.
Steve, did you get the donuts, bro?
I got the donuts, but now I can't use Chrome with StreamYard.
I thought we figured that out.
Me too.
God.
It's unbelievable.
You know who's figured it out, bro?
Who?
Trent.
He has. He certainly has. And let me just start the show by saying I didn't get to watch it live. I did watch it back, which I know you do rather often, but I hate that. Already knowing the result.
God, I love watching it back.
Oh, it's tough for me. But it's better than nothing. But I'd say I saw like 80% of the match. Okay. That second half was absolutely insane. And we'll dive deep into it. But
yeah, no, the first half, definitely. I mean, let's break it up by game, okay? So we got Leeds, right? 6-1 against Leeds. Good morning to everyone, by the way. 6-1 against Leeds. Trent gets 2 assists. He looks like damn near Thiago during his debut out there. And now he played that role against Arsenal. For some reason, I noticed it more against Leeds. This must be the new system that we're playing now. Back 3, Robbo kind of free roam as well, but he more so Robbo, Van Dijk, Konate, back 3. Trent Fabinho holding. It seemed to work, bro. And it seemed to create so many more chances in both games.
I think you saw the start of it in the Arsenal match. But he wasn't there nearly. I mean, he was there like the whole match against Leeds. And then yesterday it wasn't the whole match either. But it's like we're winning. So
that's all that matters, dude.
I mean, our defense was shambolic yesterday. You can't let in 2 goals and like they hit the post twice?
They hit the post?
Yes. But anyways, look. They had the same amount of shots on target as we did. So when you play a team like Nottingham or any team, they're going to get a few chances. It's like if they're clinical, we're going to look bad. Our defense, I don't think our defense is great. But obviously, and it hasn't been.
But I'm thinking back to the goals now. It was a deflection. The first one was a deflection. Nico Williams. I mean, Konate got a foot on it. Trent got a foot on it. Ball goes in. Second one was just a great shot. Still deflected in. Both goals deflected in.
Great chances, though.
Yeah, true.
That's what I care about. The rest doesn't matter. We know we have a great goalkeeper. He'll get beat here and there, and deflections will beat him, and there's a lot of luck involved in these matches.
Yeah.
But when you allow somebody to get into those dangerous positions, that's what I'm concerned with.
Good morning to Oyvind, Doug, Liz, Hannah, all our channel members in the chat, Dermot as well, regulars here. Rob Scott. Haven't had Rob Scott in here in a while. Good morning to everyone. Make sure you slap a like on the stream and let us know how you feel about Trent in the midfield. So, Steve, we're climbing back up the table now. We're back in 7th, 9 points off of 3rd. Brighton, however, have 2 games in hand. I think they've only played 29, and they play today, I'm assuming, either today or tomorrow. So they'll have 1 game in hand. And our favorite thing to do on this show, let's go ahead and pull up the table.
Well, this season, it's our least favorite thing to do.
Well, I love pulling up the table regardless.
Even when we're down, wait. By the way, before you pull it up, I want to make sure that I'm going crazy. I think they both have – Brighton only have 1 game in hand.
We've played 31. They've played 29. Unless they played – between the yesterday and today, right now,
maybe they played late last night.
Yeah, they may have.
Maybe they squeezed in a game.
Yeah,
Brighton tends to do that.
They just sneak in these games, dude. I saw a
quick
video.
Midnight match.
Yeah, I saw a video
at the
on YouTube. Real quick, at the Molineux. That's Wolves.
Oh, I know Brighton plays at Amex. I'm just saying it was an away match, Kyle.
Oh God.
Roll with the
Okay.
joke.
God. I want to say something. I saw a video last night. I was scrolling YouTube, and the title of the video was "Why Brighton Defenders Put Their Studs on the Ball." There's this fascination with Brighton right now, with how they play and why they're so tough. I don't know why there's a fascination with them, but everybody is just fascinated with Brighton right now. I think it's more so their manager. But anyways, let's look at the table
I
here.
don't think it's their manager. I think it's that they're a well-run club. They get good value for their players. They're in a cup semi or whatever.
They
Fighting
play
for
at Molineux.
They play at Molineux at midnight. Away games against Wolves. All right, look at this. This does not make me feel good. See, there you go. One game in hand. Oh, that's Newcastle.
There's 2 games in hand.
That's Newcastle I was thinking of. Okay, listen. Like Brighton, sure, they're in the mix, but like the fact that we are, if Newcastle win their game in hand, 9 points off fourth, that's what worries me. Like we have to be perfect, and these other teams have to literally fall out of form. Look at Newcastle's form; they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Aston Villa won 4 in a row.
Well, no, actually, I guess it goes right to left. So their last match, they lost.
Well, that's a terrible design, and I
It
never knew that for all these years.
Yeah, no. Guys, answer this. Why is everything backwards in England? Everything. You drive on the right side of the road, you read right to left. What's going on?
I would imagine they probably think we're backwards, but
the
reading right to left thing is trumps all when it comes to this.
And then when it
you want to drive on that side of the road, have at it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't care. But then everything's backwards when it comes to the setting up the games. That was the first thing I had to realize. Like for example, if you're a sports team, right, in the United States, you got, for example, Celtics at Lakers. Celtics are playing away at the Lakers. Here, it's Liverpool host Arsenal. So when you're home, you're first. It's unbelievable. No, the right to left is a joke, RDO. It's a joke. But this is right to left. Anyways, Steve, one thing I know you need to point out. Look at this. We have now increased our goal total to 59, I believe. That's goal total, right?
Yes.
Yes, goals for.
59.
59. Do you remember when our goal differential was like 8?
0? I think it was 0.
Was it 0?
If you take out the Southampton match, I think it was.
It was 0 when we took out Bournemouth and United. Now, the last 2 games with Trent in this midfield spot, we've scored 9 goals. Now, it's Nottingham Forest and it's Leeds, but all I'm saying is it's 9 goals. We've been struggling to score goals this season. I love it. I absolutely love seeing it. And Steve, I don't know if you noticed this. I know you said you watched 80% of the match.
Give or take
80%. Don't you love how at ease he looks? How confident he looks on the ball? Like this dude's just swinging past. He doesn't look stiff, rigid, scared.
I never thought he looked scared. I thought he looked like he wasn't having fun. He looked like he didn't want to be there. I think he's still playing with the same tempo and like pace and energy, but his demeanor is different.
Right.
He's enjoying it. It's crazy to think that like a year and a half ago, there was no doubt who was the best right back in the world. Sure, you could make an argument here or there, but he was the general consensus for best right back in the world. How fast and how far he fell from grace in such a short amount of time. And like there were people saying like, sell Trent. Like he's a scouser. Like he's probably not going anywhere. We get it. But like him being benched, we were all calling for that.
Rightly
But-
so.
Right. And how's the audio, by the way?
Audio's great, and you look handsome as well, too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wish I could say the same for you.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. You always look great with your
oh,
Liverpool flag
thanks,
and
Steve.
all your stuff, man.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
we were all calling for him to be dropped, which he was dropped here and there.
Yeah.
But Klopp just knew he was gifted. I think that's why he left him out there, was because we needed goals, we needed magic, and he can create magic. But now in that midfield, it's like, wow, we don't like. Do we just go buy right back? Like,
We have to.
still need midfielders, yes, but like, is he going to fill that major void that we had there that Bellingham was supposed to fill? It's not a like for like comparison, but they're both worth 100 mil.
Easily.
They're the same sort of age bracket, give or
Who?
take.
Trent and Bellingham?
Trent and Jude. Yeah, they're both young.
Trent's like 5 years older than him, dude.
Trent's 25?
No, Trent. I thought Bellingham was only 19.
Whatever. We'll call him 20. I thought Trent was like 23.
23, 24, something like that.
They're both young, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Plenty of time.
absolutely.
Jeez,
What-
man. What are you going to fact check me on everything?
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, they're not the same age, but they're probably
No,
worth...
I said age bracket.
Oh,
Like
I
if you
didn't
make
hear-
120K and I make 105K, are we in the same tax bracket?
Yeah.
Probably, give or take.
No,
Now
we
somebody's
are.
going to come in the comments and say, I don't know, the line is at 112, so you'd fall in here and Kyle's in here.
Oh my God. I don't even know where to go from that. Trent in the midfield is definitely somewhere he feels comfortable. I made a video midweek about it. He played his entire youth career in the midfield, and then he transitioned to right back. And he did that so he could find his way into the first team quickly and get playing time as a right back. He was never a right back, but he fit that role, and Klopp utilized him for his strengths at right back, which was passing, essentially, crossing into the box. He was never a good defender. But I think Klopp wanted to keep him there to try to grow him into a right back. And then, dude, as this season went on, and he did have that fall from grace, as you were saying, all of a sudden he gets put in midfield these last few games in this system. And I actually have a feeling that Klopp took him aside and was like, this is what I'm going to do. Go for it. Have a field day. Do what you do. Let me see what you can create. And Trent was just, I don't think Trent was expecting it. I don't. Because I don't think anything else changed. I don't think any other person's role on the team changed based on what I'm looking at. The only person who has a different role right now is Trent. So I feel like Trent now has just all this weight lifted off of his shoulders. Now, does that, like you said, does that mean we don't have to buy midfielders? No. But what I really do want to see, or what I'm concerned with, is one, do we actually need to buy a right back now? Because Trent is still on the team sheet as a right back. And two, are we still going to invest in midfielders? Because I still think we need at least two midfielders, even if Trent plays this role.
I think we need more than two midfielders. So I saw a comment a couple weeks ago, like they're gonna turn Jones into the next Gerrard for the next month, so they don't have to spend money or something like that. Like Curtis Jones is not it, bro. He's playing well. I'll give him
He's had
credit.
some good games, yeah.
I think he's earned himself not getting sent out on loan next season because we need depth.
Trent's
But
like a new signing. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, that stuff is so funny. But like, also, I actually had to think about that for a second. Like, do they think Curtis Jones is the answer, and now they'll just go get like a $30 million like German midfielder and call it a day, and just like have Gomez get hired with like a right back coach?
Oh my God.
One signing and we're good. And like,
They totally would do that.
so
A right back coach.
listen, like they had the throw-ins coach. They had all sorts of coaches. Like
Right.
they hire one specialist from like Yugoslav or wherever, and he's just a right back,
Yugoslavia?
like a right back connoisseur from like a Baltic region, and he works with Gomez to get him world class. But
Oh,
look,
this is
here's the
great.
thing. I think you're right. It couldn't get any worse in midfield. Of course it could, but like it was really bad. We were rock bottom.
Yeah.
Klopp probably pulled Trent aside. I'm glad you made this point because I never thought about how it happened. He probably pulled him into the office and said, "Hey, look, man, like you're getting a lot of stink from the media. We're letting in some goals on your side. Like we need midfield help. I'm thinking about changing to a back three or sliding in Gomez or Milner here and there. Like, just can you do this? Like you are gifted. I need you out there because we're in shambles."
Yeah.
And Trent was like, "I'll give it a go." You know, like, and I think you're right. He knows what he's capable of, but he didn't think it was going to be this easy. Kyle, it's easy for him.
That's
It
what I'm
is. It is
saying.
effortless. He can. Nobody in the world. I mean this. I don't think there's anybody in the world that can take a ball, let's just say from Van Dijk, pushing it up into the center circle, turn, no step, and ping it across into the corner as effortlessly as him. There's players that have the ability to do it, but it's like there's a rocket ship attached to his right boot. It's unbelievable, and it looks easy. And he's probably so much happier.
That pass yesterday, the commentator said, he goes, it's like a 2-iron. He goes, that pass over to Robertson. Oh my God, dude. The ball was like 5 feet above the ground. The whole pass. But I agree with you. He makes it look easy.
2-iron. I had one of those in the bag for a while. Oyvind says KDB. No, absolutely not. KDB is better than Trent. I know.
Steve,
He
you're going to
cannot
hate
do
me.
that.
You're going to hate me.
Why?
The static is back.
No way.
Swear to God.
All right, let's give this. Let's switch this up.
Dude, we know now.
Yeah, now we know, guys, because this is a brand new microphone.
Brand new microphone. Shout out Toner or Tenor or whatever you want to call it.
Shout out to Toner. They make great products. They sent me a new one because I tried everything.
And now look at this. Look at this. Somebody look at this. Let's go over to the chat real quick while you figure that out. Dermot says, does James Miller get a free bus pass yet? Love Millie. I'd sell Hendo first. I have seen a lot with this, and despite us loving James freaking Milner, you guys know we love him. Everybody loves him. It's not a matter of that. It is just a matter of business and where the team is going. I think Milner has the ability to still play, regardless if it's at the level of Liverpool or another Premier League club, for probably another year or two. He still has the ability to play. We've seen it. It's not that. I just want to move on from Milner. People,
Testing.
I do. Like, are we going to sign him? Like, the fascination with Milner is completely understandable. But let me be objective for a second, okay? We keep giving him these year extensions. This might be the second year we've given him a 1-year extension following his initial deal, I believe. I could be wrong about that. So he's been here for 7 years now, 7 or 8, and phenomenal every single year. Guy played left back for an entire year. It's remarkable what this guy's done. And like I said, he could absolutely stay in the squad, do what he's doing this year, and be exactly the same. Everything's fine. Comes in, does a job, great. He's never had a bad performance that I can remember. But the club needs to, at some point, Steve, they need to go from what's the best way to approach this financially, give Milner an extension or sign a new player, to like, okay, we need to just move on from James Milner. Put him on the coaching staff if you want. If you want to keep Milner, put him on the coaching staff. You still keep the value that Milner provides as a coach, because obviously Milner's a locker room guy. He sets the example for the other players. He sets a work ethic standard, which is all great in the locker room. But dude, I think you gotta move on from Milner, man.
Tell me about the static.
You're good now.
Are you sure?
I don't hear it.
Well, I'm still using it.
Well, I don't hear it. All I hear is a kid crying.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah, I've been hearing the kid the whole time.
Oh, jeez. Well, let me turn this off too.
No, I don't care. I don't care. It's fine.
Static. Testing.
No,
Testing.
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I knew, Liz, thank you for the super chat saying I think we might have to fight. I was very careful how I worded it, Liz, because I knew I'd stir something up. So I appreciate the super chat. No static. You're good, Steve.
Okay. Listen. Thanks, Liz. I see what you mean here. Both of you, Liz and Kyle. I think we should give him a choice. He still provides value to the squad.
Absolutely.
But he can't make 140, whatever he's making. I don't know. I don't care.
He
Doesn't
took
matter.
a pay cut.
He might need to take another one. We can say to him, hey, we're revamping this midfield. We love you. You still have a role to play. Depending on who we bring in, will dictate how much less playing time you get. Right now, he's coming in to close out games. He's still getting he's playing every game. He's getting an appearance every game. Give or take, right?
It's pretty cool.
He started like a week ago.
Yep.
There's no doubt that he can still play at this level. They're just going to have to ask him or decide, James, you plan on playing one more year? Maybe you should go elsewhere. If you want to stay, sure. We can't guarantee that you're going to play the same amount or even a decent amount, but it's up to you. I think he should go to Leeds. Back to Leeds.
Well, yeah, of course. I actually don't think he should leave the club. I just want him not as a player anymore. Like, I want him to stay as a coach. I love that idea because Tony says it here. This is exactly what I feel. Milner is part of the fabric of Liverpool. Just having him around helps the team. It's absolutely correct. I think Liverpool is a glue guy. He is
Milner.
What did I say?
Liverpool.
I said Liverpool is a glue guy?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's all right.
Milner is a glue guy. He should stay, dude. But I don't think he should be a player anymore. Not that he isn't good enough. And that's the thing. That's where the choice comes in. I think he still wants to play at the top level. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I think to myself, like, could we get more value from a younger player on the field? Maybe. But then you think about the intangible aspect of it, the locker room, the influence on the younger players, the leadership, probably not. And so maybe that's where Dermot says he's on $80K a week. That, to me, is also worth $80K a week. So you still keep all the intangibles as a coach, but you're allowed to bring in another player as a result. So
here's what people are scared of, Kyle. They're scared of us keeping James Milner and that putting a roadblock in terms of getting younger, better midfielders. That's what people are scared of.
That's what I'm scared of.
Right. That's what we all are. So if we didn't have midfield problems, we would all be calling for Milner to stay again, right? Just like we just did. Was that last season or two seasons ago?
Steve, this is why I keep you around. That's a good point.
So, sign a couple guys quickly.
Yeah.
So that we can get back on the keep Milner train, please. I am on that train. I know you're not today. But
today I'm not. It'll change. It'll change.
If we just went out and got Mount and Matthias Nunez and Vardiol, whatever his name is, and McAllister next week, you want Milner, right?
Yeah.
You want him to stay.
Yes.
because he can help groom those guys.
Yeah.
And who's going to win the physical fitness test if Milner leaves?
That's what I'm saying.
Robbo?
Dude, he's going on 8 years in a row winning it. Dude's VO2 max is like 73.
We deep down, we don't want Milner to go.
Yeah, that's true.
I won't even say it like you just said. I can't even believe it just came out of your mouth.
Something's going on today. I feel weird.
It's the weather, dude.
Is it the weather?
It must be. It's pouring here.
Yeah, dude, it was pouring so heavy yesterday. You know what I think it is? I think it is I haven't eaten anything. So I'm talking crazy. Guys, all I want
him to be able to play. Sorry, Kyle. I want him to be able to play. If it's in another shirt and that's what makes him as a person happy, he doesn't owe us a thing. Except maybe another few penalties to make up for the misses we've had recently.
Yeah,
like maybe he should be on the pitch just for the occasional pen every match for the rest of the year.
Let me ask you this. It's probably not a good question to ask just because his career has been so long and we haven't really followed it the entire time. Do you think he'll go down, like when people remember James Milner, they'll remember him as a Liverpool player?
Yes, of course.
So when you think, for example, like you think of, trying to think of a good example.
Rooney.
Yeah, Rooney, for example.
Another guy who played forever.
Yeah, well, but everyone thinks of him as Man United, right? Not Everton.
Not Everton.
Unless you're an Everton fan, right?
Well, that's because you haven't had a decent player come through since Rooney.
James Milner has played, though. He played for Leeds. Did he play for Aston Villa or no? No. Was it Leeds, Man City, Liverpool, maybe some other teams? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't followed his career. But I think James Milner is going to be one of those guys. Like, if you could retire a player's number, I don't think they do that over there. I mean, maybe they probably could if they wanted to.
They don't. Unless it's like a death.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Say they
like Gerrard's number would be retired.
Oh, 100%. James Milner might be one of those players you'd look at and go, we might retire James Milner's number. I'm not kidding. You look at since James Milner has won every trophy here. So
Aston Villa.
He did play for Villa. Okay, good. All right.
So
Steve Dermot. Dermot says, Kyle, you need a strong coffee and a nice donut. He said, or one of Steve's home brews.
Dermot, do you remember the
I remember
coffee episode from about 2 years ago?
Dude, you guys are I give you guys so much credit. You guys remember more than I do.
It gives me the chills that people have been sticking with us for this long. It means a lot. It really does. Yeah. Not to be sappy. I don't blame you, but thank you so much for sticking around for so long. I'm just trying to see where else this guy was at.
Well, no. All right, so Rob, you bring up a good point. I'm not saying that James Milner is the first one to wear number 7 where I'm like, he's the best to wear number 7. I'm literally just thinking, like, if they started right at this moment retiring numbers, you think, oh, James Milner might be up there. But obviously, if you started retiring numbers in this sport, forget about it.
All right, so we're actually not even close. Okay, so Leeds for 2 years, then Swindon Town. Now, some of these could have been loans or little stints, I'm not sure. Then Newcastle, then Aston Villa, then Newcastle for 4 years, then Aston Villa for 3 years,
Jeez.
Then City for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Liverpool for the last, we'll call it 7 or 8.
So that's what I'm saying. He's played at Liverpool the longest. Well, maybe Newcastle, but
he has. But he won 2 leagues with City. They've won a lot of trophies, man.
Who?
In the last 10 years, City.
Yeah.
But, Premier League trophies. Like, they're a dynasty.
They're a dynasty right now, absolutely. But before 2008, they didn't win They won like I think they won like the first FA Cup, not the first FA Cup. They won the first something. Dominic, I did a show with Dominic. He told me that my team won the first something or other. Screw Man City. This ain't about Man City. We're talking about James Milner. James Milner. Now, all
Let me
right,
ask you a question, actually,
best free
before
transfer.
we move on.
Let's put it that way.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
Who would you rather have win the league, Arsenal or City,
Probably
and
City.
why?
And the reason is because City have won it already so many times. It's just like, all right, whatever. City won it again. Keep winning the league. Good for you.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Like,
I don't want them to win the Champions League. I don't know if I could stomach that.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the chat who you want to win.
CB says
the
Arsenal.
The thing I forget about is the cheating stuff, the legal stuff.
Where is that gone?
I told you that was going to fall off the face of the earth, and a lot of people said we'd hear more about it down the line. Excuse me. Since they've won it so many times, like if Arsenal win it, we look even worse this year. It makes us this bad year look even worse. Like, oh, City slipped up this year, and you still couldn't take advantage. You still came up short and finished X, Y, and Z. Arsenal won it, because then you get into the conversation of, well, Arteta won leagues as an assistant, and then he won one as a manager. Klopp has one league title. Yeah. It's not rational, but like, I hate to say it, but we don't look as bad if City win it.
No, I mean that's you shouldn't feel bad saying that.
And I care about Liverpool. Like, that's what I care about.
Yeah.
How we look, how we perform. It's selfish. I'm 100% biased.
Static is starting to creep back in a little bit. I just would rather see City win it. And as much as I don't like City, I'd like City less than Arsenal. I'll put it that way. But Arsenal and City of the top 6, definitely don't like them. Definitely don't like any of them. I think if City win it, like I said, it's another league. They won it. We're not in a title race with them, so it doesn't hurt as bad. We're in freaking 7th right now. Arsenal are 5 points clear, I think. That's just me. I don't want to see Arsenal win it. I don't think Arsenal deserved to win it. I think this season, a lot of people say the season we won it could be like a fluke season. And it's like, you guys are absolutely crazy. We had like 3 seasons in a row where we were damn near unbeatable. Okay, City did it as well. There was a 3-year period where we were unstoppable. Okay, so it's not a fluke season that we won it. Okay, it just happened to be during COVID and all that. Okay, it's not a fluke season. Arsenal, on the other hand, randomly good this year. Randomly top of the league. Now, could this be the start of that 3-year period? Absolutely. Where they're fighting for league titles? Yes. Okay. I think it's a fluke year for Arsenal to be where they're at right now. And I think City come back and win the league, dude.
How's the audio?
Fantastic. And you're handsome as well.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Deja vu. Listen, the league is in City's hands now. Depending on how you define the word deserve is something that I've thought about recently. I thought a lot about the title race recently. I didn't want to because I was like, we're out of it. But it's my favorite part of being a supporter is the Premier League, not the Champions League, nothing besides the Premier League. To say they don't deserve it, what you're saying is they haven't paid their dues year over year. And you think it's a fluke. I do agree that it is kind of a flash in the pan. But I also predicted for them to drop off a lot earlier in the season and start
You
dropping
did,
points.
you did. You said Arsenal will
And
drop off. Yep.
they haven't. So
No?
to me, they have put in the performances to challenge for a title. But they haven't paid their dues, I think is what a lot of people are thinking. However, at the end of the day, if you're not a Liverpool fan, no one else thinks about it like paying your dues
Yeah, nobody. I think
because
on
nobody else has come up short and nobody else has felt so slighted like we have. We're,
to
we're
be
saying that out of spite.
No, you're right. And to be fair, I think it's actually arrogant of me to say you haven't paid your dues yet, so you don't deserve it. I feel like that's very arrogant of me to say because we we've only won one league over in the Premier League era. You know what I mean? So like in essence, I could say the same exact thing about our league win. Like we didn't deserve that win. So I'm just looking
No,
at it objectively. I think for me, it's just a biased statement to say Arsenal, they did the rebuild correctly and good for them because now they're challenging for a title. I just look at Arsenal on paper and I don't see a team that should be top of the Premier League table. I feel the same way about Newcastle. Like, but they've played as a team. They're playing well together. And as a result, they're in a great position. I mean, hell, dude, look at Aston Villa. They fired Gerrard, and Aston Villa said, let's go. Let's climb this table.
it's
That's
crazy.
it's nuts.
But it's not the same thing. We deserved it because we ran away with it. Number one, we're up by 43,000 points at the turn of the year
Yeah.
at Christmas time on Boxing Day. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Those of you who are here for those good
I
old
think it was
times, let us know.
46,000.
46,000 at the turn of the new year
Yeah.
to 2020. It's not the same thing though because we've been knocking on the door for years and we've been in title races every single year. It is just a little bit selfish of us to say that they don't deserve it because we've been coming up short and we feel personal uh resentment, I think, because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on paper, you're right. That's what I always hang my hat on is the reality of the situation. Even Newcastle, if Chelsea and Liverpool didn't struggle, if Tottenham hadn't been on their second or third manager this year, you know what I mean? Like, Newcastle's not in the equation necessarily. They're a 7 or 8 spot, but it's just been a weird year.
Yeah.
When I look at Arsenal on paper, because it blows my mind. I look at them on paper, I'm like, no way. That team is doing this. But when you look at the numbers, like Saka has like over 10 assists. Odegaard's got 11 goals. Martinelli has 14 league goals.
Wow.
I'm thinking, where are these goals coming from? And you're right. Everybody, they have no superstars. You could say Saka, maybe. They're all just playing to their potential.
Yes.
So
And shout out to Arteta for that. I think Arteta needs a lot of credit. And I just think they've gone about it the right way. They have created a team and the team is playing well. Now, back to the title thing. I think we'll be back in the title race next season. I think this was a fluke year for how bad we were doing. I think it could be down to a few things. I think it's the sheer number of games we played last year, an aging squad, and injuries. And also a mentality thing, because there is a point in the season, I think specifically after the World Cup, where the team just looked dead. And we're sort of picking it up now. Someone in the chat earlier said that we always look better towards the end of the season. And I think that's true. But I think when you're playing with a fire under your ass, it's kind of stressful, don't you think? Like the players are playing, they're like, "Oh God, we have to start playing well now." Doesn't that get exhausting? Like,
100%.
so again, I think the team just needs a summer off, revamp, recharge, get some new players in. and go at it again next season. I think we have all the personnel. I was looking at our attack yesterday when I was watching the game. Dude, our attack is filthy. Absolutely disgusting attack.
Which is a good thing, by the way, for those of you in the chat that are confused.
Yeah. It's
Look,
unreal. Darwin Nunez, Cody Gakpo, Diogo Jota, by the way, who was phenomenal yesterday, back to his old self. Wait, we just got to go. Hold on. Steve, our attack is set for the next 5 years, 4 to 5 years. We don't need anybody in attack.
We didn't need Gakpo either.
I know, but now that we have him,
now it's nice that we have him.
It's amazing.
But I think we would be in top 4 if they just signed what we needed instead of Gakpo in January.
I think
like that will blow my mind forever. People have been FSG out the Super League for so long. I just try to think bigger picture. That is one small thing, not small, one very specific thing that I will remember about them forever. In January of 2023, we were roadkill on the side of the road, and a veterinarian drove by and stopped and looked at us and had the chance to save us, had all the tools, the IV, the defibrillator, to save a dying animal on the side of the road, and looked and went, and kept driving. That's what happened. But our attack is set for the next 5 years. There's no doubt. For a while. They're really, really good.
Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense in the bigger picture when you look at what the squad needed, but I also think they couldn't pass up the opportunity to get him for the price that they did, because attacking players come at a premium. So that's the reason they got him. But I agree, dude, they should have got a midfielder. But again, there's a time and a place, and they wait for the right person, all that BS. That's just how they do things, man.
You said you think we'll challenge for the title next year. While I definitely agree, I also agree with the reasons that we had a poor season, injuries, age, workload last year. I think we need to go back and I think they need to figure out what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
And that's the badge, the supporters, the pride of the club. Because you guys have already reached the peak, all of them. They've won everything. They've challenged till the final day so many times and come up 1 point shy, 3 points shy, 1 goal shy. We deserve to win that Champions League final.
2 millimeters shy.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. The clearance on the line. It's deflating, man. That, like, say what you want, like, mentality monsters. Yeah, when you're fighting to get to the top, that's what we saw. But when you're at the top, like, a squad refresh might bring that in. Make people earn their spot on the pitch. I don't know.
No, I agree.
Fight for the badge. That's what we need to do, because we've already won everything. Everybody there has already won everything. If they stop playing tomorrow, they look back and go, at least I got everything.
Yeah.
How can you dig that next level deeper? Because that's what it's going to take.
It's a great point. When you're at the top and you come so close. Now, granted, they've already won it, but they battled to get back to that Champions League final. They were battling to win the league. When you come up so close so many times, I think you put it best. There's nothing more I can add. It is deflating. It is absolutely exhausting. And I think that's what we saw this year, is just the exhaustion of the team, the impact it had on everyone's mentality. So I think the smart thing to do this summer is to bring in a few new bodies, a few new guys who want to win, who have experience playing in Europe and winning, right? Cody Gakpo played for PSV, always top of the Eredivisie, always at least in Europa League or Champions League. You're bringing in these guys, Darwin Nunez, same thing. You're bringing in these guys who are hungry to win trophies, who have all played at the top level, but need to take that next step in order to actually achieve what they want to achieve. And so you bring in players like a Nicolo Barella, a Jude Bellingham. I don't know. But you bring in these players who are hungry for success and you keep the older guys, some of the older guys at least, just to kind of show them the ropes. And we could be a very deadly team next season, Steve. Any closing thoughts for you?
No, I think I'm ready for the season to be over, man. It's exciting, the changes we've seen recently with Trent and stuff, but at the end of the day, we're still 9 to 12 points out of top 4. Like, I'll take Europa.
I'll take Europa as well.
I can't believe I'm
Honestly.
saying it, but I'll take it.
No, I'll take it. I will. It's playing in Europe. It's been a while, but I'll take Europa.
Yes. And I don't mean to sound like a pompous ass, but I truly thought we could get Champions League all year. I hope they prove me wrong, but
Hey,
it is going to be very, like, the stars have to align. No matter how good we play, it's not anywhere near up to us. It's out of our hands completely.
yeah. Yeah,
Because
Steve.
Newcastle has barely lost matches this year. Why would they just start losing?
Something crazy's got to happen, and yeah, the static's back. But luckily, we're at the. I'm that. It blows my mind how up and down the season has been, specifically for Liverpool, between the 7-0 wins, the 6-1 wins, the 9-0 wins, and then you're losing to the same teams you beat by that much. It has been a crazy season, and next season we'll be back stronger. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. And Steven said it. Those of you who have been with us for this long, for years, it's very humbling. Appreciate you guys. I'm glad you could be here. I'm glad that Liverpool are back to winning ways, even if it is just for 2 matches. I'm excited to see what Trent's new role brings the club going into the end of the season. Steve, love you, buddy. Thanks for being here. And until next time, guys, take care.